Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Be a critical thinker. Now, this is something I usually put on my Deep Thought channel because as my loyal subscribers on my Deep Thought channel know, the whole purpose over there is critical thinking, is to really think about something. Indeed, it's like I don't even if I get a disagreement, as long as they think it through, I'm good with it. And I appreciate it. Actually, it's just to think about things. I put stuff out over there. Sometimes it gets deep and metaphysical. Sometimes it's just something to get people to think, right? But I said, you know what? I need to talk about it on this side because understand something. A man isn't about just about how much money he make, and he's not just about his body, or his game or all this other stuff. The main thing a man has to do is think, be a critical thinker, be a logical and rational thinker. Now, people familiar with me know I've talked about the house of the man. Indeed, during that legendary self-improvement summit back in February, that's all I talked about. I didn't necessarily talk about women. I talked about the house of the man. And one of the pillars of the house of the man is the eagle. And that's just representative of a man who can see ahead. He can see the big picture. That's the logical, rational guy. He's the true thinker. And when I say be a critical thinker, think about everything. Don't just follow. See, unfortunately, because of the assault on basic masculinity in this culture, indeed, more and more globally, a lot of men are getting more into their emotion, and their emotional side is coming up. Now, that's not a bad thing because, you know what, a man should have some emotion, but it shouldn't be the dominant thing in him. Let me say that again. He should have some emotion. There's nothing wrong with that. That makes him human. But it shouldn't be the dominant thing. See, understand, if you look at the other aspects of a man, if you look at, especially with the house of the man, if you look at the warrior, the true warrior doesn't respond with emotion. That's why when you see like champion level martial artists or grandmasters or even boxers, even some street fighters, they some calm people. When they do what they got to do, it's not from a place of emotion. It's a thing of necessary. So that's there. And then when you're a hunter, when you that money maker, you got to be thinking. Even when you dealing with a woman, when you in that healing mode, you still have to be thinking about what you're doing. Now, you still got to balance that out with some emotion, but it's just the main core of it is always the thinking aspect. And that's very important. Just think about stuff. That's why a lot of times at the end of a podcast, especially on my Deep Thought channel, I'll say, think on this. Just don't jump. Just don't jump. Even really think about what you even say. I was told by someone that was within the Nation of Islam, and somebody who is a member could probably correct me. I'm getting this from them, where the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had told his followers to, think about something before you say it. And see, that's very important, and especially for a man going through this world. See, the reason why certain elites are able to move the masses the way they do, because they use emotional appeals. They tap into the emotion, particularly the emotion of fear. They tap into it. And a lot of guys just follow stuff. They tap into their fear, and a lot of guys never really develop that more logical, rational side. And then they can move around. That's the easiest person to control. Every time you do something, you should be thinking about it. Every single time. You shouldn't just accept anything. Even what I say. What have I told people? I have told people consistently. I said, hey, I'm talking about body game. I'm talking all this. I have consistently said, try it out for yourself and see if it works. Don't just take my word for it. And don't just reject it without trying. At least try it out. Like when I hear anything, I always say, oh, okay, let me check that out. Let me check that out. Indeed, everything I've talked about on here is some of my experience. I don't discuss theory. If I haven't witnessed it, especially on this channel, like if it's dealing with women, if I haven't witnessed it or experienced it personally, I never talk about it. And if I've even had people ask me some stuff and I'll say, I haven't experienced it, so I can't give you a good answer to that question, or I haven't done that. Like somebody was asking me if, about some books on communication. I'm like, well, I just told them I never read any books on communication, so I can't give it to them. I don't like that, right? So, and I just went off on that tangent a bit just to let you know. Think about stuff. With everything I'm talking about, think about it. When you're going through life, think about it. When you're dealing with a woman, you can still got to think about it. Yeah, you might feel something for her. That's the emotional part. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But then you got to think long term. You got to think, okay, yeah, this woman, she all right. She can back that thing up good. But is this going to help me long term? And you got to be thinking about it, because as a leader, see, one of the things too, as a leader, because a man is supposed to lead, not dictate. Let me be clear on that. A leader means that you see the path to the future and you blaze that path. You take the steps to make things happen. That's a leader. Indeed, women look for that guy no matter what they say, because it's not a woman's nature to really lead. Her nature is to chill out and to nest. And if she's forced to lead, yeah, she'll do it if she has to, but if she don't have to, she won't. And part of leading is thinking about it. You just not, even if you got to go through on an unknown path or something like that, you still going to try to think your way through, or at least should. But what I'm seeing is a lot of people are responding without thinking. And that's unacceptable for a man. Understand, being a man is more than, like I said, it's more than just how much money you got or how good your body is. You got to have that mind right. That's very important. You got to be a thinker. You got to be, as far as emotion, the biggest thing is keeping your emotions under control. Still have them, but you got to think about it. You can't just go walk along or move in life without any direction. You need to think about what you're doing. So you have to be a critical thinker. This is an important aspect of a man getting through life. So I want y'all to think on this. All right? Peace and blessings.